to Yoga at Home with Liz Heller. This class is designed for all of us that are in our self-quarantine or in our keeping our distance and yoga at home. So that's who this is designed for. Welcome again. I encourage you to work at your own pace. That's really important. If there's something that comes along that's too hard for you, just don't do it. Just wait a second and then join back in. Today we'll be using a block, if you have one, a strap or a belt or a man's tie even works pretty well if you have that around the house. So we will be using those two things plus your mat. And then also just to remind you again to breathe during your practice, and I'll help you along with that. So let's get started. Okay, we're ready to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is work on our upper back and shoulders. So you'll need your strap. Just put it in your hands firmly, holding on to it. Bring that up above your head, sitting nice and tall. And then you're just going to bring it down in front of your chest, right in the middle of your chest, and squeeze your elbows down, and then bring it back up. Inhale, exhale, pull down. Inhale, come up. And exhale, pull down. And inhale and come up. We'll do 3 more. Bring it down, squeeze it in, and bring it up, and down, and up. Now keep it right there and lengthen your strap to make it longer. And then we're going to sit up straight and twist over and look over to the side. If your hand goes to the floor, that's what you're trying to do. Keeping both hips on the floor, and turn your head and look up at the ceiling. And breathe in and out. And we're working on our waist muscles that connect into your hip bone. Breathe in, those are called your obliques, and out. And in and out. 2 more breaths. Breathe it in and out. And 1 more breath. Breathe it in and come out slowly so your spine can straighten up again. Okay, let's do the other side. So take your time going down slowly with your hand right by your side, by your hip. And keep your strap taut. And then look up. Breathe in and out. Feeling that lengthening in your ribs. Breathe in and out. And in and out. 2 more. In through the nose and out through the nose. 1 last breath in and out, and come up. This time we're going to work in between the middle of your back, in between your shoulder blades. So now you just want your strap to be out in front of you and round your back and curve in here and push that out in front of you. And you should feel that nice stretch in between your 2 shoulder blades. So breathing in and out again for your 5 breaths. Let's do 3 more breaths. Keep pushing out. 1 more. Okay. Then we're going to do just the opposite and work the front of our chest. So we work the center of our back. Now we're going to work the center of our chest. Just take your strap and put it behind your back and wrap it around your wrist and sit up straight. Drop your shoulders down. Now you're going to pull that strap up as high as you can get it. You might not have very good shoulder flexibility and your hands will be close to the floor. You're still getting the stretch, so don't worry. For those of you with good shoulder flexibility, your arms will come up pretty high. Okay, let's do 2 more breaths. Breathe it in and out, and in and out. All right. Now we're going to lie down on our back and we're going to work on our hamstrings, the backs of your legs. And if you keep your foot flexed, you'll get your Achilles tendon, your calf, and your hamstrings. So take your strap or your tie or your belt and just put it right over your arch and hold on. And then just drop back down. Now, if you have any back issues, I would keep your this leg bent. Otherwise, slide it out and flex your foot so you get that Achilles tendon in your calf, even in that leg. This leg is as straight up as you can get it. Some of you might be right here because that's how far your leg goes. That's fine. Those of you that can start at 12 o'clock, that's what we're trying to do, okay? Then you just take an inhale, exhale, bring it back a little bit till you start to feel those hamstrings lengthening. And hold it there for just a little bit. Keep breathing. And then pull it back a little more. You'll feel it tightening it up some more. And again, keep breathing. And then the last time, pull it far back as you can without bending your leg. So you don't want your leg like that. Keep it as straight as you can get it. So, and then pull back as far as comfortable for you, getting it back like that. Okay? Then we're going to just drop the leg down to the outside, keeping the opposite hip on the floor. So you might want to keep your hand on your hip to remind yourself to do that, or you can keep it out with your palm down. And then just you're going to feel that inner thigh, your adductor muscles. They will be getting a great stretch. And I'm just letting gravity do its job as it slowly drops down. One more breath there. Inhale, exhale. Bring it all the way up. Change hands. Bend your bottom leg. And keep rolling and drop that top leg all the way down to the opposite side of you. Some of you might be down here. Some of you can get it up higher. So wherever you can go with that. Then look over and keep your other shoulder down on the floor. And turn your head and you'll get a nice neck stretch too. Let's do 3 more breaths with this. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Bend that leg and bring it back in. And flip your strap up on your other side now. So just repeat what we just did. This leg bent or slide it out. Straighten your leg. And here we go. Bring it back. I can already feel that tightening up, so I'm stopping for a second. Just to relax. Bring it back a little more. Take a breath there. And one more time, back as far as you're comfortable to go with. All right, now we're going to drop it out to the side again. I'm on my right leg, so I'm going out here to the side. Now I can really feel that in my inner thigh muscle. My left hand can stay out on the floor or hold your hip down if you're rolling that up a little bit. Keep your breathing going, trying to keep that leg up at 3 o'clock. Good. How about 2 more breaths? Inhale and exhale. And one more. Inhale and exhale. Bend it and bring it back in. I'm just coming up to see what's next. Oh yeah, let's stay back down. I'm just looking at my notes here to see what was next. The next one is palm tree stretch, and it's a crescent shape or a moon shape. We did this last week, so some of you know this. So you're going to lie on your mat and put your heels off to the side of your mat. I've got my ankles or my heels on the right side, so I'm going to cross my left foot over my right ankle. Then your right hand grabs your left wrist. Those of you that have pretty good shoulders, you can get it all the way over. If that bothers your shoulders, just drape your arm over your forehead like that. Then the next step is the most important, and that's where you have to scoot over and get your head in the corner of your mat. Now you should feel it right here, right where your oblique muscles, your waist muscles connect into that hip bone. That's what we're working on. This really helps keep your hips in line by stretching them out and keep both hips even. So do 2 or 3 more breaths there. Just close your eyes and relax. And focus on your breath. One more nice breath. Okay, unwind, bring it up. Sometimes I find I have to pick up my hips and move them back to the middle of my mat. Then get your left heel and your right heel off your mat. Cross right over left, grab your wrist over your head, and scoot over to the corner of your mat. And again, just close your eyes and relax and enjoy that stretch. I can feel my ribs pulling apart. I can feel where those obliques are connecting into my hip bone, and it should feel really nice. One more breath there, and then come out of that. Okay, ooh, long body stretch next. So now your legs are straight out, your arms are going over your head. If you're comfortable, put them all the way straight out over your head, palms up. Point your toes down so you get the tops of your ankles a nice stretch. Now flex your feet and bring your toes in towards your shins. And right away you'll feel your Achilles tendon and your calf getting a nice stretch. And then come out of that. The next one's called Happy Baby, and then Rock the Baby. So you're going to draw your knees up, and it'll feel good to flatten your back down to the mat. Then you flip your feet up in the air. Some of you might want to put your strap over your feet and hold on. Or you can hold on to your shins or your ankles. And some of you can reach your toes and hold on. That's the ultimate goal. So modify that any way you need to. But make sure that these shins are straight up and down. They're not rolled out, they're not hanging there. They're straight up in the air. So again, that's called Happy Baby. Now we're just going to rock it and get off your spine. Start gently, just going side to side. And then you gradually get to the sides of your ribs, way over to the sides of your ribs. And if you're comfortable with it, bring your whole knee right down to the floor. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, roll it down. Exhale, come up. Inhale, roll it down. Exhale, up. Roll it down. Two more, bring it up. Drop it down. And one more, bring it up and drop your feet and hold on to your knees. Now just bring those knees down and flatten your spine down to the floor. Okay, now we're ready to stand up, and we're going to move on to the next part of our class. All right, we're ready to start our sun salutation. This week we're going to do the longer sun salutation B. So it's a little bit longer, and remember to use your block if you need it to help you get up and down from the floor. A little easier that way. So, turning sideways, slightly bend your knees, and tuck your tailbone under a little bit and bring your shoulders back. And look out across your room. And then inhale and exhale and bring it up. Reaching up, stretching your fingers. Forward fold, your hips go back. And you hang down upside down here. So this is where you're trying to get the crown of your head facing the floor. Just letting all that tension release from your neck, shoulders, and head. Then you take your hands and put them on your shins, straighten your legs, and lift your head up and your tailbone. So you should have a nice flat back here. Your knees can be slightly bent, but you're trying to keep them pretty straight. Then we're going to the floor for plank. So bend your knees, put both hands on the floor, step back, and you're in plank. So you're holding this just for a little bit today. Then bend your elbows, slide forward, and look up. So your knees can be on the floor, or you can lift them up like this if you want to make it harder. Then when you're coming up to your down dog, you curl your toes under, lift up your tailbone, go back up for a nice downward facing dog. So remember, shift all your body from this position and going back. Round your elbows and just stay there for a breath or two. And then we're going to come up. So we're going to drop our right knee, get your left leg, swing it in, Use your block if you want to push up, flip your back foot over, and slowly come up, bringing your arms up over your head till they're right over the top of your head. Your front knee is bent, it's over your heel. And remember that your back leg is under this hand. So then you sink down and get a nice warrior one. Breathing it in and out and in and out. And we're going back down now. So a safe way is to get one hand going to your block, one hand on your knee, go back down into plank, and you're there. So keeping a nice flat back, straight arms, and hips down. Take one more breath. Bend your elbows, slide forward, and look up. And then curl your toes under, lift your hips up, and go back into a nice downward facing dog. And then we'll do the other leg now. So drop your left leg down. Swing your right one in, move your block over if you need it, and come up for another warrior one. Arms are up in the air, hands and keep that front knee over your heel. And your body's up nice and straight, and then sink down. And breathe. Okay, going back down. So catch yourself on your block or just bend down. Get both knees down to the floor for another plank. Last one in here. Shoulders are over your wrists. Hips are down. Toes are curled. Okay, we're going to work our way back up now. Go forward and come up. Let your hips just drop down here. And you're elongating your abdominals on the front side and scrunching your spine muscles in the back. Okay, up for down dog again. Way back. Again, wrap your elbows in. Now, from this position, you can walk it up or jump in. So it's easy to walk it up, move your hands back. Back to where we started with our hands on your shins, and then lift your head up. And then hang down. Soften your knees. Let that crown face the floor. And if you have any back issues on the way up, make sure you put your hands on your knees and slowly roll up. Otherwise, you can take your hands and sweep them up and bring them up in the air like that. And then come down into standing prayer, nice and straight again. Okay, we finished our sun salutation, and now we're going to do a Tibetan exercise that I like a lot. It's called yak scratching his shoulder, because you'll get into a position where your shoulder's down on your knee like you're scratching it. And the other part of it is goose getting a drink of water where your long neck goes down like you're getting a drink and coming up. So that's what this is called. So you start standing upright with one foot in front and one foot in back. Okay? And then, let's just work through this now. Bend that front leg a little bit. And then you're going to reach your whole body way out over that bent leg, looking that way. Then slowly turn so you don't lose your balance and get your elbow over your knee. Then focus on your top shoulder instead of having it down here. Pull it up and bring it back. And if you can, look up at the ceiling. If that gets you all unbalanced, just look straight across the room. But focus on getting that shoulder back. And let's practice our breathing here. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Slowly turn and go back so you don't lose your balance. Pick up your head first, and then everything else will follow. Flip your feet around because we're going to the other side now. So standing straight, bend your front leg, go out and over that front leg, slowly turn, Get that top shoulder back again. Look up at the ceiling if you can. And get this bottom elbow over your knee and the top shoulder back. And breathe. One more. Okay, now turn slowly to go back again. Get a nice flat back. Lift your head up. Flip both your feet forward now. Now we're going to do the goose getting a drink. So your legs are wide apart. You've got your head up nice and strong, hips back. Think about that long neck goose going way down. Bend your head and tuck it under and look through your legs. Then bring your head up slowly first. You follow along. Flip your hands upside down on your back. Press your hips forward and do a little back bend here. Stretching your neck and back. And then lift your head up first and come out of that and step in. Okay. Now we're going through a flow pattern that has 1, 2, 3, 4 parts to it. So let's start with our left foot forward, right foot back, nice wide legs. Okay, we're going into Warrior 2. Make sure you're not pulling yourself forward like that. Bring yourself back. Check that back arm that it's not out here or way back there, that it's straight back. And then you look out straight across the room, keeping this front knee over your heel, and breathe. Trying to do 5 breaths, so 2 more. Now keep that front knee right where it is. Put your hand on your knee, slide down. Hold onto your ankle, or put your block there and put your palm down on the block. Bring this top arm up in the air and bring that shoulder back. And you're just looking across the room or up. Keeping that shoulder straight up at 12 o'clock. Working on your breathing. Two more breaths. Last breath. Drop that arm down. Turn your body down. Bring that arm across in front of your body. Reach straight out over at 9 o'clock. Turn and look under your arm and keep reaching and breathe. One more breath. Now look down and put your hand on the floor or your block. The other hand goes on the other side of your leg and you straighten your front leg now. If you need your block up high, put it up high, and you can have one hand on your shin. That's a way to modify that. If you don't need your block at all, both hands are on the floor. And then for those of you that are ready for this, you can walk your hands out in front of your foot and look down at your shin and breathe. So keeping that front leg straight, keeping your hips in line here. One more breath. To come out of this, bend your front knee and just drag that long leg in. Put your hands on your hips and roll up. And then we're just going to turn around and do the same sequence on the other side. So I just turned around, got my right foot forward now, left foot back. So Warrior 2 on the other side. Drop down. Looking out over the top of your hand that's in front of you. And the back hand is back. Keep breathing. Nice, even, long breaths. One more breath. Now you're going to go just slide your hand down, tense your fingers if you want to, and bring that top arm up in the air. And breathe. Oh, sorry, you know what? We're over here. Reaching out in front. And then keep breathing. One more breath there. Now look down. Put your hand on the block if you need it, or tense your fingers and straighten that front leg. So remember, you can keep one hand on your shin and one hand on the block, or both hands down if you can do that. Those of you that can reach out and still keep your leg straight, try that. Work on your 5 breaths now. One more breath. Okay, we're done with that. Bend your front knee, bring that in, and come down to your knees. So we're starting in table. Table, you look like a table. You've got your knees under your hips and your shoulders over your wrists with a nice flat back. Then we're going to go up to down dog, and then we're going to raise one leg up in the air and do a 3-legged dog. Then we're going to flip that leg out and back in and come back to down dog. So let's start in table. Just shift your body up to down dog and go back. So you've got a beautiful down dog again. Your ears are tucked right in by your arms. You're on the balls of your feet. And you're trying to press your heels down as best as you can. Do a couple more breaths here. Okay, raise your right leg straight up in the air. Push up, see how high up you can get it without rolling out. And breathe. All right, now just turn that knee out like that to the side, and you're going to roll your hip out. And breathe. And remember, if that's too hard, just tuck that leg back in and don't roll it out. Okay, everybody, bring your knee back down. Bring it up in the air. And bring it back down to down dog. Let's take a quick break with a child's pose. So put your feet down flat, rock back, slide your arms out behind you. I'm just giving your wrist a break and your arms a break. Drop your head down to the floor. Open up your knees if you need to, and drop your head down. And let your shoulders just fall over your knees. All right, coming back up to table again now. So we're getting ready to do the same thing but on the other leg. Okay, so we're all set. Come on up to down dog again. Shift your body back. Rotate your elbow in. And stay there for 4 or 5 breaths. Okay, left leg up in the air, high up as you can get it, keeping it straight. Press that heel down on your bottom leg, bottom foot. Okay, if you want to, roll your hip out and breathe. If you need to come down to your knees and take a break, do that right now. Knee down and come back down and rest. Okay, now we're going to come up for one more standing pose. And we're going to flip back and forth between warrior one and humble warrior. So coming up, bring your knee forward, lean down on the floor like this, and just shift your weight forward and push up and step in and come up. Okay, so let's do warrior one again. Warrior two, I mean. Warrior one. It's warrior one. All right, we're up. Warrior one. Drop that front knee down. All right, now, we're just going to switch between that and humble warrior. You reach back, clasp your hands together, get my legs in good position, open up your chest, reach way out like we did in yak, and go down. Get your head looking at the floor, and then bring your arms up as high as you can get them. And then come up slowly, go back up again and sink down. Go back down again, clasp your hands, and bring them up. Swing them up. If you need to push on your knee to come up like that, that's a modification for that. Bring it up. Go down slowly, clasp your hands, and bring it up. And just come up to standing, bring it up, and close it in. And let's do the other side. Left leg forward, right leg back. Make sure that back leg is way back there. Okay, turn around sideways, arms up. Open your fingers and stretch them. And drop that knee down. Okay, reach back, humble warrior. Clasp your hands. Go down slowly and stretch those shoulders. Drop your head down and bring that up. If you need to rest, put one hand on your knee and come up. Then raise both arms up. Down again, looking out across the room. Looking down, bring it up. Pull it up. Come up again. Drop down. And one more. On your way down, clasp your hands. Drop down and come up and step in. Okay, now we're just coming to the end of class, so we're going to do a nice relaxing one. Pigeon and upright pigeon. So from a kneeling position, you drop down and drop your left hip down to the floor. Then take that left leg and bring it out on an angle. And then take your back leg and turn it upside down and press on the floor. And then you just look straight up across the room. So you're not down on your hip anymore. You bring that all up and look out across the room. So this is pigeon. You can also go all the way down to the floor, those of you that like this, and drop your head down and just hang out there and relax, or stay with your head up. All right, now we're going to just come to upright pigeon and just press up, go back down. Inhale, exhale, press up, reach up, good. Sink back down again and drop your head. Inhale, exhale, and press up and down. Exhale up. Bring your hands back on each side of your knee and then move your hands in front and drop down. 2 more times. Bring it up. Lift your head up. Last time down. And bring it up and hold it there. Okay, we're done. We're going to do the other side now. So drop your hip down. Drag that long leg in. And we're going to get around, get our left leg behind us. So it takes a little maneuvering to get on your elbows and get into this position. But get your hip off the floor. If you need help, take your block and put it under your hip, and that'll hold it there for you. If you don't need it, then get that out of the way. Okay, so that long leg behind you is straight back. Then you can just slide down if you want to. And then bring your arms back by your knees and push up like a big emperor penguin kind of, up nice and tall. Lifting and opening up your chest. And then go back down and relax and just hang out. And 3 more times, press on the floor, lift up and get your spine as straight up and down as you can. Opening up the chest, go back down and rest. 2 more times, come up, condense the back of that spine, go back down. And the last time, arms by your knees, or hands by your knees, I should say, and bring it up. Okay, then just sit down, drag that long leg in, and now we're going to end with 2 things that are really relaxing. You're going to want your block for this. Those of you that have been in my classes for a long time and you've got a good flexible back, you can hold your block up tall. If you're new to this, I would put your block down flat, or in the middle is another position. So decide if I want my block down this way or all the way up, okay? I'm going to do mine all the way up because that feels good on my back. This is bridge with a block. So first let's get into bridge. Have your block handy. Lie back down. That alone feels good, just to get your back down and let everything relax. And the natural curve in your back goes out. It feels really nice. Next step is to move your heels in close to your body so that your fingertips can touch them. It's that close in. Then we're going to lift our body up and make it like a bridge. So press your hands down on the floor, lift your hips up and your waist and go all the way up. Then take your block and put it under your hips. So you can do it right here, it's a nice comfortable way where it's sideways. Those of you that want it higher up, go for it. And then you're just going to hang out here. Then take your neck and tuck your chin in if your neck's okay. If it feels all right, do that. If it doesn't, keep it just in its natural form. And then just hanging here and closing your eyes. Letting the blood flow down through your chest and into your neck and into your head. Your palms are down and just relax. If it's too hard to have it up high, readjust it and move it back down to that medium level. That may be more comfortable for most of you. So just relax, letting that blood flow into your body, through your body and into your neck and your head. Now the last thing we're going to do, I'm going to go up high again just to show you, is you cross your ankles and you bring your legs up. You wrap your leg around and around your foot and ankle, if you can do that. This is called eagle legs. If it's too hard, you can just cross your knee and leave your 2 ankles side by side like that. Then you're trying to slowly drop those legs down to the floor. So take your time so you don't fall off the block. You don't have to do that part. You can stop and wait. And see if you can get your feet to the floor. And keep your balance on your block. And breathe. One more. Bring your knees up slowly, and we'll do eagle legs the other way. So wrap that leg around the other way now, and wrap your foot if you want to, your ankle right around there, and slowly drop it down. And if you want to modify it, you can just put your legs together like this, and just drop them down to the floor. That's a much easier position to be in. So if you like that better, do that modification. All right, we're coming out now, so knees back up. Feet back down flat, make sure you're secure. Lift up and pull that block out, and that should feel wonderful. And then you can go back into regular Savasana at the end of class with your palms at your side turned up. or you can come and sit. I'm going to sit just so I can look out. If you want to lie out in Savasana, go ahead and do that. Okay? So you're nice and comfortable, either lying down or sitting upright. If you're upright, make sure your back is nice and straight, head's pulled back. Turn your palms upside down and put your index fingers down in honor of a higher being, and your thumb holds it down in place. And breathe in and out, and in and out. And one more time, breathe in and out. See if you can sit still. Now you can stay here for 10 minutes. That's what we normally do in our yoga class. So when the video's over, if you want to just stay there for 10 minutes, either sitting or standing, feel free to do that. Otherwise, just stay here for a second. And we always finish the end of our class with a mantra. This is one I like with the acronym of SHHE. May I be safe, may I be healthy, may I be happy, may I live with ease. So if you can repeat right after me. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Hands together in Namaste and prayer. And remember, Namaste means I bow to you. So even though we're not together and we're in our own homes, we're all doing this together and honoring each of us who is doing this today. Namaste. So thank you for coming into our home, doing it at home, yoga at home with Liz. So see you next time. Thanks for coming in. Bye-bye.